Hello everybody, how is it going? So, we're playing Law in OP04 against Rebecca. Probably Law's worst matchup. I think it's worse than, like, Zoro with Fire Fist. It definitely is. But, yeah, we keep our opening hand just because I see a 2-drop and a 3-drop, which, in this matchup, you don't really want to play your 1-drops early. You want to play them the turn that you can actually use your leader effect. So, yeah, we just play the Chopper and pass. I honestly think that Chopper isn't the worst idea in the deck. Again, I'm just trying it because of the guy in the championships was playing it, and I thought it was interesting. The card, it's okay. It's a 2-drop. It allows you to play more 2-drops that you can play turn 1. Because ideally in this matchup you want to go second, so you have an extra card, and you can play on the even curve. So, yeah. But I think we're going to need to go back to film Brooke, just if, depending how prevalent Rebecca is. And I imagine she will be quite prevalent because she is very good. So, yeah. Right here we're just going to... This should be our turn to actually use leader effect. All went pretty okay. Unless he triggers some stuff from life here, we should be quote-unquote off to the races. We're still going to have to deal with a lot of removal. He did play down the Orlumbus, which means my blocker law will probably die to kind of any form of removal. We already know he has a Kyros from leader effect, so yeah, we can just assume that the blocker law isn't sticking around. I'll play down Bonnie, pick up... We could grab another Rush Zoro and just kind of go wider on the board. Doesn't sound too bad. We don't though. I think it might have been better to just do that, but it's alright. We're committed. Oh, I know why, because I had to pick up my my Zoro, so I was like, nah, there's no point in having another one. And I'm just gonna leave everything standing, because even if he Luffy's this turn, I should be able to save at least, my blocker law. And if that happens, he doesn't get to pop anything using Orlumbus plus his Kyros, so yeah, I'm just going to leave everything active. That's something you have to do as much as you can in the early game, even after you use leader effect. If you can just restand your whole board, I'd just leave it at that. It's not worth the extra 5k swing because they'll just counter it and it'll just let them use leader effect next turn. So, yeah. But if you guys plan on playing Law in OP04, this is kind of the matchup to look out for. I think he does pretty well into green-purple Dofi. He still does well into Katakuri. He'll still do fine into Whitebeard. Zoro will be hard if they're still running Fire Fist, but that matchup still is winnable. He still has a pretty good matchup spread for, being a deck from OP02. But, another big thing on this matchup, also will get hit with, the Dressrosa removal spell. What's it called again? Destructive Sword of Thunder. But he, I guess, didn't have 15 engraves, so he couldn't pop my blocker law, and then he just passes. So definitely not the turn I was expecting from him. I was expecting him to, use Orlumbus and then pop my blocker law with Kyros, but didn't happen. I guess I'll take that. Might have been a slight misplay on his part. But we'll use Bonnie, pick up a Rush Luffy, which is pretty good. We kind of wanted that, or we wanted a blocker law. Either one was kind of fine. We're just going to keep going wide. We'll hard play a restand law here. He kind of gave me an extra turn to develop 2 6Ks, which is pretty nice. And we're going to leave Law standing. We are going to swing with the Luffy, just because he's on 9-Don. So it is pretty likely he will play his own Luffy this turn. So we might as well get the value out of that. I could have also swung with blocker law, but if I want to save my Rush Luffy, maybe I want to leave the blocker up. Either one, sounded okay. Maybe swinging with both was correct. But yeah, I will say with this matchup, if Rebecca is playing Cavendish, it gets infinitely harder because you play your Zoro and curve, leave him active, and then on their 5-Don curve. If you want to go second, obviously you're playing your Zoro on your 4-Don curve. Then they can just respond with a Cavendish and immediately swing into it. Actually, I think it needs a Dawn. Maybe not. But regardless, Cavendish is very good in this matchup. Will kind of pick apart your board, you know, a little bit extra, because they'll swing into active characters and they'll pop your 1 cost. But right now we don't even have any, so our chopper did immediately get popped by the Kyros, which, I mean, yeah, the 1-drops don't stick around, so I will defend my board to the, you know, the best I can, because why wouldn't I? Again, he could have used Orlumbus. He maybe just doesn't want to KO his blocker, but I feel like it's almost worth it, just, you know, using Orlumbus to pop, you know, my blocker law, my restand law, or my rush Luffy. Any of them sound pretty good. But he might have another Kyros here, so maybe that was his plan. But yeah, Cavendish definitely makes this matchup harder, and that is what he does. So yeah, fair play, fair play. He is kind of low on cards now though, but does kind of resupply with leader. Plays a Rebecca, finds something. Let's see. Finds a blocker. Okay. So we're still in a fine spot mostly. We have, you know, 2 6K bodies on field, which is good. We got to go a little bit extra wide last turn, so maybe we can do it again this turn. We do find a blocker law, which is solid. I definitely can just like hard play the restand law, and then oh I can't even bounce into blocker law because my whole board is green. Okay, so we're just gonna attack him for 7s, try to put the pressure on. Rebecca is such a weird deck to play against, just because you know that like when they get low in hand size, they aren't really low, because I feel like they just take a life and then they leader effect and they're back to like 5 to 6 cards in hand. So yeah, we'll play down to Don, pick up an Otama. Could be a good response to Luffy. We'll bounce to Don into blocker law and then replay a Veggie, and we will take another swing with our other law, because we'll still have 2 blockers up, and we need to put some amount of aggression on. So pass it back. He is on Tendon. I expect to see a Luffy sometime soon. I don't really think he can Kuzan, if he even is playing Kuzan, because I'll still have 3 swings, and that would be a lot of pressure on his life. So I'm mostly expecting a Luffy. What else can we talk about? I'm not too sure. I don't know. I think what are some other matchups that Law would hopefully do well in? I think I said he does pretty well in the yellow. He always has. I'm iffy about the Queen matchup and the Croc matchup. I feel like both of them can go either way. I think Law is better into Croc, honestly, but into Queen, I like if they're starving you and you aren't able to kind of manage your resources to start using your leader effect and such, and your board just kind of get picked apart, it can be rough. But in theory, Law goes wide very well, and you can play your 1-drops without, you know, repercussions. So even just like those little swings with your searchers against Queen are really strong. So I would imagine Law still does fine in the Queen. Also, he plays the 3rd Kyros and pops my blocker law. He's gonna go 6 at another blocker law. We'll counter. Gonna do my best to just defend my board. Gonna go 6 again at my blocker law. We will defend again. We'll probably maybe goes a big number here and we can just block it. Nope, actually play Sabo. Draw 2, discard 2. Trashes a Coliseum. That's kind of like the Queen discard Island combo. And doesn't do anything with his last Kyros or Olympus. Doesn't want to swing, and that's fair. So we're probably just gonna try to put a lot of pressure on with our restand law. We do need to play either the Don or the Bonnie to actually, you know, use it. So we'll go 7 at leader with the restand law. He only has 1 blocker right now, so honestly it's like not too crazy that we get game this turn. We'll swing 7 with leader. He'll take that hit. We can swing 9 with our blocker law. He'll immediately block. We'll play down Nami. pick up a chopper. I will say playing these choppers does make your leader effect very consistent. Or not leader effect, Nami effect very consistent. And we're going to take that last 9k swing, put him down to 0. Say either... We should have this game. I feel like even... All we need is just to keep our restand law, the active one, alive, and I think we're fine. If we can save any more than that, that's cool. But, yeah. He plays down Leo, pops my Veggie. So if he has, like, Luffy here, he could potentially clear 2 things. I do have, 5k worth of counter in hand, so that's a decent amount. He's going to go 6 at my blocker law. We'll counter for 1. I'm just going to try to defend as much board as I can. Again, counter for 1. Let's see what he does here. Taps an amount. Tap 7, plays down Luffy. Okay, so goes 7 at my blocker. We'll chuck a 2k counter. I feel like it was almost definitely better for him to just play Luffy and then just like give him a Dawn or 2 and then swing into my laws, or just give him 1 Dawn and then save the other Dawn for like the Kyros, because I think he might have been able to clear 2 that way. But I think in the scenario he's in, it didn't matter, because all I needed was like 2 swings, and if he wasn't playing a blocker, you know, we should have that one. But once again, I'll rematch him. I'm trying to get more experience in this matchup, just because I know it's going to be hard, and if I want to play Law, I want to know how this matchup goes. And again, we're going second, and my hand is Chopper and Zoro, and it worked out pretty well last time, so let's see how it goes again. Again, I think I'm definitely going to try to fit Film Brook into the deck just for this matchup, because playing a 4 cost and a 3 cost sounds pretty good. Won't let him, you know, Kyros them for free or anything like that. The Chopper almost never gets value, honestly. We drew a Rush Luffy, which I feel like the most value Chopper gets is just being bounced for the Rush Luffy, so yeah. But we're going to go 6 and then play down the starter deck Zoro. I could have swung bigger there, but with how my hand is, I feel like I should be able to get to my leader effect pretty quick with the double Namis. So I'm kind of cool with playing down the Zoro instead. And he'll Orlumbus, and then use leader to grab a Barto and pass. So we do have access to our leader effect this turn. We're going to play Nami, pick up the Rad Beam, that's pretty good. Still having 5 Dawn to work with? Yeah, having 5 Dawn to work with. So it's probably just Chopper plus starter deck Nami, and we should be okay. So we'll play down Nami after thinking for a second or two. Come on, play the Nami. And then I will use Nami effect, give a Dawn to Zoro, attack for 7, and let's see what happens. He does counter out. Okay. We're just going to attack with leader now. And he takes that hit. Possibly having a trigger. He does have a trigger. It gets a destructive Sword of Thunder trigger. And at this point, when that happens, we are in a very bad spot. This was supposed to be our turn that we got to, you know, use our leader effect, kind of get ahead. But if he has like a Luffy this turn, we're in a terrible spot. Yeah, we love triggers. I don't even know, like, sure, I could just not swing at all, but I feel like I just have to swing. I could have also, you know, waited and then used my leader effect first, and then, you know, attacked after, but the outcome was kind of the same. I'm not exactly sure the trigger on Destructive Sword, if it could, you know, hit my my blocker law or not. So, like, you know, in theory, it was better for me to just play and then swing after, but yeah, I was greedy. My bad. He does pop. Did he pop? What did he pop? I missed it. Damn it. I forgot. Oh, he just popped my Rosoro that I played after. Okay. So we can again get our leader effect up. I was very surprised he actually attacked with the Rebecca. because I was expecting him to just not give me any cards at all for my life, so that was a nice surprise. But we're gonna play down Brook, give 2 Dawn to our leader, attack for 7. We have a whole bunch of 2 costs, so I mean, I guess they'll stick around. It's not the worst. We'll play down another Film Chopper, use leader effect, pick up the Brook, play down Blocker Law, pick up Nami, replay Nami, find a Chopper, and we can swing with the other Chopper if we want to use all of our Dawn. Because we can do the Nami effect and then the other 2 on Chopper. Rest Rebecca for fun. So that is what we'll do. I'll tap the Rebecca. Not gonna attack it because I can't. He'll take that 5k. Okay, so that was big value on the Chopper. Okay, so that trigger can destroy my my Blocker Law as we get hit with it again. Yeah, I mean, it'd be like that. Triggers are pretty good. He swings 2 at my Chopper. We'll let it go. And at this point, I feel like he can definitely secure the game by just playing down his 7-drop Luffy and just clearing all my little bodies. And then I don't think I can very easily get back into this game. I'll just have to hold that, you know. So he plays down Coliseum. Okay, it's looking like a Luffy. Activates the leader, grabs a King Kong gun, plays down Luffy. All right. Everything going according to plan. Kills my my Searcher Nami. All right, do we restand? Him having a King Kong gun, he could just potentially go for game next turn, which is pretty funny. So we don't have any blockers in hand, so I don't know if I'll have a way to stop that. Swings 5 with Kuros, I'm just gonna take that, maybe get a blocker or a Searcher to find the blocker, but it does not happen. But we can, you know, get our leader effect back online. We're gonna swing Chopper into the Rebecca. It'll probably be like Nami, Zoro, and then like play a Film Chopper, bounce it for Luffy is probably the play. So yeah, we'll play down Nami. We can get 2 7Ks. Oh yeah, the Brook is probably better. So yeah, we'll I do this a little bit weirdly because I'm like, oh, I need to tap another Dom for the other Nami. So yeah, we end up playing all the Straw Hats and play Zoro into Brook, give 2 down to Zoro. We'll use both the Namis to give 2 down to our leader, attack for 7. And then we'll use leader effect, pick up the Chopper, play Luffy, give him 1 Dawn, attack for 7 again. And we'll see if he takes. It's gonna be kind of hard for me to live this turn with the. He has to counter a lot of cards there. I guess they didn't have a 2k there. But we'll pass it back, and we know he has the King Kong gun, so I definitely could just die. So maybe I shouldn't have taken that hit the other turn from the Kuros. So that definitely could have been a misplay. But if we hit 2 more 2Ks off life, hold on, was it close? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 14? Nah, I still would have been 1,000 off, so yeah, not quite. I do just counter out just to see how much I had. I didn't want to count. I assumed it wasn't enough. And so we lose that one, and we'll go for 1 more. Just because trying to get as much of this matchup as possible. Opening hand, don't see a 2-drop. Oh, he chose to go first, so yeah. Yo, we see the 2-drop. We actually want to play turn 1. We see 2 to Dons, that's what I'm talking about. We also see the Chopper, so I mean, we could spend all of our Dawn just slamming down 2 costs. Doesn't sound bad. But we'll play it to Dawn, pick up a Searcher Nami, and then pass it back. Again, he could just straight up play Kuros here, or he could take this turn to like set up Coliseum, leader, you know, usual Rebecca stuff. He'll definitely want a leader, I would imagine. Yeah, he leaders into the removal spell, plays down a blocker, and passes. So again, him playing a blocker means we're not gonna use any Dawn to attack. Honestly, normally, like, it's nice to do that, but he takes the 5k anyway, so never punished, I guess. Yeah, it's cool with me. We'll play down another Dodon, and we'll play the Film Chopper and pass. Look at us. 2 costs are broken. Can't interact with me. I am kind of curious if there are, like, any other good 2K or 2 costs that fit in Law, other than the ones we already play, obviously. I'd have to look through the card pool. I don't know. Could play Killer. That's not a bad idea. Maybe we play Killer, too. Maybe we cut Veggie for Killer for this format. I kind of like that, actually. I don't know. I'll think about it. I'll let you guys know whatever I cook up with the new law list. But he goes 5 Dawn and Rebecca and attacks me. That's cool. I like cards. Cards are cool. And I find a Bonnie, like a absolute Law player. I'll play her, pick up a Rush Luffy. Any red card would have been fine there, or a blocker Law, just to make sure I can keep my Bonnie. We'll go Dawn on Chopper. Look at this Chopper value. Absolutely insane. We'll clear the Rebecca, tap the blocker. My god. Never mind, we can't cut Chopper. Very interesting, he's thinking here. Okay, he lets it go. We'll swing her to Dawn into the Adeo. Also lets it go. Alright, we're chilling. We'll play down Bedge, use leader effect, take back. I'd love to take back the Chopper, but we have to take back the Bonnie to make sure we still have plays. We're going to attack for 5 at leader. And I'm not going to swing with Luffy because I don't want to defend it. So, yeah. Again, I'd still have to defend it from a Luffy, like a 7-drop Luffy, but I know I can do that because I have a plethora of 2Ks and a Veggie blocker in hand. But I don't want to defend it from, like, swings from him just, like, hard playing a Kyros, attacking, play Kyros. I don't know. I maybe should have just attacked with it, honestly. Thinking about it now, I think I could have always defended it no matter what, so ignore my yapping. Right here, I guess if you went, like, Kyros, pop Veggie, and then put 4 Dawn on Kyros, he could have taken double 2K from my hand, which would have been the same as him playing Luffy. So yeah, that was a misplay. Definitely should have attacked with the Luffy, but it's all good. We'll pick up a Film Chopper for turn. We'll continue our infinite Bonnie glitch. We find a blocker Law. We're looking good. We're looking good. We still have 6 Dawn, so we'll probably end up swinging with one of our little bodies. Yeah, we'll swing to the Dawn, so then we can just bounce it with our leader effect. He will count it for 1. Very cool. We'll go 1 Dawn on Luffy, attack for 7. Right here, if we get hit with the trigger, we are still fine. We'll swing for 5 with lead. He'll take. We'll use leader effect, pick up the Dawn, play blocker Law. Use blocker Law, pick up Bonnie, play Zoro. We'll give him a Dawn. Why not? Or not. We're not going to swing with it. I'm a liar. Nah, we're going to swing with it. Attack for 6. He'll take as well. That's kind of crazy. There's no way he doesn't have a 2K. I don't know. So yeah, but this game we're looking great. I got no complaints this game. I feel like we just kind of got away with murder this game. I don't know how it happened, but plays down Coliseum, plays down Luffy. Again, this should still be pretty easy for us to defend. I think he should have put that 1 Dawn on Luffy instead of Kyros, because swinging 8s at my 6s is going to be a lot harder than swinging 7s at my 6s. So I think that was a misplay. Could have just swung 5 at Kyros for fun. But yeah, he'll swing 7 at my Luffy. We'll just 2K out. He will restand as Luffy. And maybe decides to swing here. No, he doesn't decide to swing. So he might be trying to go for something with the King Kong gun. But we have a lot of pressure this turn, so I still think we're fine. We'll go 2 Dawn on Zoro, attack for 7. And he does actually concede there. And yeah, there's some matches against Rebecca. I definitely think we need to change the Law list to cater more towards this format. And I'll be working on it. I have some ideas. But yeah, anyways, thank you guys for watching.